And say, yeah, you're right, I'll probably never run into a lost person in D.C. You know what, family? We put God into a box at times, and we do it in the church a lot. And we'll say things like, oh, why would you want to get involved in dirty politics? That's not where ministry is. We'll give to missions, but if a Christian's running for office, I'm not sure we'll get involved in that. Now, if a missionary wants to go to Washington, D.C. to share the gospel, that's okay, because that's ministry. And it's interesting how we talk all the time about how God permeates everything until we get into some of those things. And we think maybe God can't reach that far. I think he can. And so we discourage our teenagers from getting involved in education and in media or in journalism or in film or in politics because those are dirty jobs. And I can't imagine ever God calling light to go to dark places. That just doesn't sound like him at all, does it? It's one of those things that we've got to be able to process through as a church. Where Jesus said over and over again, when people tried to challenge him to rebel against government, he would say, hand me that coin. Whose picture's on that? Why don't you give to Caesar what's Caesar's and give to God what's God's? It was an interesting conversation that I had with one person after another when they would say, well, God's calling you into politics and calling you to be able to serve there. Is that possible? How would God do that? And to be able to smile and say, why don't you flip open your Bible? Look at any of the 39 books of the Old Testament. And there are a couple, but find me a book in the Old Testament that wasn't written to a political leader, by a political leader, or about a political leader. Now just think about it for a second. Go through the 39 books of the Old Testament. Find them that weren't written to a political leader, by a political leader, or about a political leader. We lose track of things like even the book of Proverbs was written to the next generation of political leaders saying, if you're going to lead the nation, this is the integrity that you need to have. We lose track of how this Bible was written and how passionate God is about the affairs of men.